Alright, we got a day of not terrible weather for a change in 2 weeks. So what I'm going to try and do is get this tuned as quickly as I possibly can while the weather holds, and the wind is low, which is great. So first thing, and I'm going to just try and do this in a single take if I can. So first thing to check is that in stabilize I have good control, and also I can sort of twitch like I might do in Autotune. So I'm going to try that first, switch to stabilize, take off, and see how it works. Huh. Well, that was in acro, which is why it felt like acro. Oh, wrong model. Don't do this at home, folks. That's a bit better. Let's try not doing that in acro. That might be a better thing to do. So the tune is pretty soft, which you'd expect for a guesstimate tune, but it flies okay, and the motor's come down cool, so that's job one done. So the next thing is alt hold. So in order to make alt hold work, what I've done is I've set the Vel Z I to, I think I to double my, I have to check, I to double my hover thrust, so that would be 0.1, and then P to my hover thrust, so 0.05, so pretty low values. So I'll be interested to see what happens in alt hold with flying. So switching to alt hold, arming, taking off. Alright, that's pretty good. So I have good altitude control there, which is what I want. And interestingly, mid-stick does give me about a stable hover, so I think my hover thrust is set up correctly. So next thing is to check loiter. So switching to loiter. There we go, loiter. Taking off. and that looks perfect. So I'm not sure it always happens that perfectly after zero tuning, but seems to. This is the power of the harmonic notch. If you get the noise out, then the PIDs can do, you know, you can have really quite poor PIDs and still get decent flying characteristics. Just shows what noise can do. Okay, so loiter works, I can twitch okay, so I'm going to try switching to Autotune. So I've only got roll and pitch set, so actually set to 3, and I've got aggressiveness set to 7.5%, so 0.075. So let's see if we can get roll and pitch tuned. I think that would be good. Taking off in loiter. Get to stable hover. Nice lack of wind. Alright, engaging Autotune. It's tricky. So I don't know whether you can see, but it shows angle P is 29, so it's not a bad tune on roll. So I'm going to switch the battery and do pitch now. So it was interesting, you could just hear when angle P was doing like that, you could just hear the frame resonance at that point. You just hear that sort of vibrating noise. So it appears to not have massively affected the tune because it was only on angle P. But I'm going to have to get rid of that if I want to get a really great tune. So I'm going to switch the battery and we're going to switch to pitch. Okay, got pitch set up, so let's try and tune pitch. So interestingly, the video transmitter is powered, and you can see I'm getting a nice lot of sats and low h-stop on the GPS. So I think that must mean that the walk snail transmitter is not interfering too much with the GPS, which is great news. Right, arming. Oh dear, right. So clearly the roll tune is really exacerbating the frame resonance. So what I'm going to have to do is get rid of the frame resonance first. So what I'm going to do is switch to stabilize, and then what you've got to try and do is gently take the copter up and down through. If you go up and down, the motor RPM is going up and down, and with any luck you can hit that frame resonant frequency. So I'm going to do that and then have a look at the log, see what we can see. I might try an alt hold. Stabilize not very effective. So let's try alt hold. hopefully that is enough of a flight to get a good graph on the FFT to see the frame resonance. So I'm going to go and have a look at that now. Alright, so had a couple of problems there. So first off was that the H-Notch 2 mode had been switched to 1, which is throttle based. I'm not quite sure why that is. I think there might be a bug, so I need to sort of look into that. So I've now set it explicitly to 0 fixed notch, and that's good. So that was problem number 1. Problem number 2 was the fixed notch that I'd set at, I don't know if you remember, 273 hertz was in the wrong place. So the resonance is more like 293 hertz, and because my notch was very narrow, it was missing it. So I moved it to 293, and now if I show you in alt hold, you can hear hopefully that it's not resonating anymore. To avoid cutting the grass there. So yeah, so that sounds good. Now the other thing I've done is I've doubled the values of X, Z, P and I just to try and get a bit more altitude control, and they're still feels quite soft, so I might double them again, we'll see. But now that the resonance is gone, I can tune pitch, so I think I'll change the battery. I'm all ready to go, and then pitch tune. There we go, in loiter, home acquired, taking off. Gonna just let it flow with the wind quicker that way, rather than trying to keep it in shot the whole time. Wind's picking up a bit, not good for the tune. So notice the copter is not totally level, and I think maybe I need to reset level now that it's mounted just to get dead level. I'll do that in my office. bit that was setting off the resonance last time. It seems to be fine. Angle P nearly done. Loads of sets, 26 sets, 0.5 H drops, so that's brilliant. Yes. There we go, pitch done. Pitch angle P27, so that's again very good tune, good enough. Let's bring it into land. Done. Super, save gains. So now final thing is new battery, your tune of E, and then your tune of D. So what I'll probably do, I won't video all of this, so I'll do a your tune of E. I'll probably then do a D tune, a your D tune, and then I'll retune the pitch and roll axes, probably in that order. So I do the your E tune and D tune with a lower aggressiveness setting, because your is so Alright, so I tuned your E and the filter came out very low, value of 1. I think that might even be the minimum, so that's interesting. I don't know what that means. But then I tuned your D, and your D tuned very well, and I got an angle P of 36, so that kind of indicates it was very happy. So I've got a basic tune now. I've saved the tune. What I'm going to do is just redo roll and pitch with the your tune that I've got now, because sometimes roll and pitch can be a little bit overtuned or undertuned, depending on whether there's sort of your oscillation going on. So I'm going to do that now, and can watch along. So that went well. It was all fairly similar. There was a little bit of a da-da-da-da-da when it was twitching, and I think that may be because I've turned up those vertical acceleration values, so I think I might turn them down again, see whether I can find a different way to get better attitude control. So I think the final thing to do is just switch to stabilize, see how it flies, see whether that's very twitchy. So I can't go very fast because the angle max is only set to like 35 degrees or something. So what I'll do is I'll turn that up to 75 degrees, and then I can really push it a little bit harder in stabilize. So I think I'll change the acceleration values, just check that the tuner is okay, and see what that looks like. Alright, so I've changed up angle max, same battery. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm only getting to 60% throttle there, but it's still pretty aggressive, which is quite fun. So the last, a little bit of battery left. The last thing I'm going to do is switch to loiter and fly in a figure of 8 just to try and get a log for compass calibration, so a better compass calibration than I currently have. So I'll switch to loiter and fly in figure of 8, hopefully.